Hey guys, Rob Baldwin here. I'm X Productions in 10-minute Photoshop. Just doing a little continuation to my dog photography retouching video. I took this picture right here just the other day and thought it'd be cool to add a little bit of kind of winterize it a little more. Okay, so we started with this photo here, and this is what I turned it into. So as you can see, I added a nice photo filter to make it just seem cold, and then added some nice snow. Now I would have liked him to have a bit more snow on him during the photo. I contemplated, throwing some snow at him, but he was staying still, and that's what I needed for the picture, so I went with it. But I'm going to show you now basically how I achieved this picture. So starting with this one here. Now obviously I did all the basic retouching, sharpening things that I did in the first video. I won't go through that again. If you want to see that, you can click the link below, and that'll go to my other video that shows you how to retouch dog photos. Okay, so first thing I want to do is add that photo filter. So come down here on Adjustments, and we're going to click on Photo Filter, and we're going to choose a cooling filter. You can choose any one of them. First one's fine, and move it up. This is kind of a matter of preference here. You can go as high or as little as you want. I think here we get the nice kind of cooling effect that we'd like. I don't think I need to do any curves. I think the photo is pretty good as it is. You could always add a curve, just add a bit of contrast to the photo. Again, matter of preference. I think that's probably fine. I hardly did anything. Okay. Next thing we want to do is add the snow. Okay, now there's different techniques for adding snow. I was actually looking on YouTube, and there was quite a few tutorials for adding snow, which used some used grain. So if you go to Filter, add grain, or sorry, add noise, and then adds grain to your photo, and then you kind of blur it out. We're going to do something similar to that, but the problem is I'm using a 12 megapixel photograph here, so it's quite large. So when you add that noise in Photoshop, it's so much detail, because the picture is a large picture. There's so much detail that when you blur it out, it's completely indistinguishable. It won't look like snow at all. So instead, we're going to do something slightly different. We're going to come down here, add a new layer, come up to Filter. We're going to go Render Clouds. Okay, and that just creates this cool little cloud effect here. Go back up to Filter, Render Difference Clouds. And that just kind of changes it up, and we end up with this. We're now going to come up here to Image Adjustment Curves. Okay, and we're going to bring the black down, bring the white up, until we end up with this, which, kind of looks like snowflakes. Pretty cool, eh? We change the blending option to Screen this way, and we're getting a kind of a snowflake effect. Now make sure to bring this underneath your photo filters, because you want it part of the image. So just drag that down there. See? Okay. Now, a little strong, a bit too much. What I did for the other photo is add a mask, grab a black brush, and then just kind of toggle out some of that snow, because it's there's a bit too much of it. Okay, so just kind of randomize that a little bit. Now, this is our kind of slow-moving snow. Okay, so it's there, it's falling, but it's not overly blurred. Okay, but now what we want to do is add a separate layer, and this one's going to be closer to the camera. So we're going to do the same thing. Come up here. We made a new layer. We come up to Render Clouds. Now, we're doing this one below the filters already, so it's already blue, so don't worry about that. Come up back here to Filter, Difference Clouds. Same thing we just did. Okay, now we're going to come up here to Adjustments again, and Curves, and then same thing. We're just repeating that step. You could have just taken that before we added the mask to the other layer. You could have just duplicated it, used the same one. But I mean, this adds a bit of variance, a bit of randomness, because every time you use a clouds, it's completely random. Okay, same idea. We're going to make that a screen. Now the only difference here, I'm going to turn off the other one first. The only difference we're going to do with this one is we're going to come up here to Filter, Blur, Motion Blur. Okay, now actually, before I do that, look at the angle. I'm going to look at the angle of my photo. As you can see, his hair is kind of facing this way. So obviously the wind is coming in from this direction right here. So we want the snow to follow that vector. Okay, let's turn that one back on. Come up here to Filter, Blur, Motion Blur. Okay, so we want that angle to follow about the same path as the wind. Move up the, that's pretty good. Okay, and that makes our fast-moving snow. Now the last thing I want to do is I want that fast-moving snow to be closer to the camera. Okay, because if my camera was focused in on the dog, then the snow close to him would be in focus, depending on how fast it's moving, but the snow closer to the camera would be blurred out. So I'm going to just increase the size, and that's pretty good. And same as I did before, we can add a mask to that one. Grab our black brush and we don't need all the snow, so just delete some of them. Okay, turn back on your other one, and there's our picture. There's our dog in snow with a nice wind, nice snow coming in, okay? And you've created yourself a nice picture. Now, I'm liking better the one I did before. I went a little, this is what I came up with yesterday. I went a little lighter on the photo filter and just slightly less snow. The snow is more subtle, but I really like these results here. Okay, so thanks for watching. Once again, if you have comments, if you like the video, please comment below. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you got any suggestions for future tutorials, please let me know. Follow me on Twitter, like the page on Facebook, all that good stuff, and find me at 10minutephotoshop.com. Thanks for watching.